Thanks so much for tuning into the trade setup with me, Niraj Shah. Let's take stock of how the markets might do today. Firstly, did you know that the wealthiest 1% of Americans own 50% of the stocks, while the bottom 50% own just 1% of the stock as of mid-2024? Speak of income disparity. And a lot of talk about India. India may not be the only country, by the way, that is doing that. Little respite, but just laying out the facts. Okay, this is the global news flow. US markets cracked from record highs on tech sell-off. Apple hit records on optimism that AI will spur iPhone sales, despite the fact that tech per se had come off in the session yesterday. Asian stocks have slid as the tech sell-off has hurt the risk mood. Gold industry sees bullion surging 10% in a year to a new record, and crude, more importantly, has seen a bit of a yo-yo, has recovered after Israel vowed to make its own decision on how to attack Iran. Yesterday it had fallen because the US had said that Israel will not attack crude inventories. Now Israel is saying, hey, we'll do our own thing. Crude prices have come back a little bit, but still subdued, if you will. So this is the US market performance. Asia, largely lackluster in the red. I doubt that our markets will do something materially different. 86 points in the red. Now, you know, this has become the template. We were in a 100-point range usually, otherwise we could be in the 500-point range, which is between 24,800 to 25,200, and I think that's the trade setup. I think we're seeing selling closer to the upper end of the 25,200 range and buying at the lower end of the 24,800. I don't think there is merit in still having very large leverage longs, by the way. Smart Money is talking about outperformance in banks relative to the Nifty continuing. Now look at the chart. This is the 1 month chart of the bank Nifty 50 versus the Nifty bank, and thus far they have mirrored each other. We're starting to see some bit of outperformance maybe. Can that continue is the key question. Remains to be seen. Remains to be ascertained. Nifty IT though, while tech globally is disappointed, the ISG data could help the stocks today because the ISG data was very constructive, and therefore that is something you want to keep an eye out for as well in trade. Okay, the Hyundai IPO subscribed just 0.18 times. It's just day one though. Never know what could happen ahead, but it's a large IPO, very difficult to see, very heavy oversubscription. Clutch of results today include a Bajaj Auto, LTTS, Emphasis amongst the more liquid names. Now, stocks to watch today, I'm starting off with a brokerage note, and which is this, the Jefferies note on BSE. The risk reward is turned unfavorable, downgrading to underperform rating. Their target price has been raised from 2850 to 3500, but it is much lower than the current market price. They see that the stock has gained 100%, and therefore the valuations of BSE have become materially expensive. They say that at 40 times PE, it implies the market share rising from 13% to 30 to 35%. Now that may be difficult, right? Which is why I think Jefferies is downgraded to a hold. Let's see if this stock has a bit of a corrective move in the session today. What else? Cochin Shipyard, the government to sell up to 5% stake via an OFS, the floor price at 1540, which is much lower than the current market price. Let's see if this stock were to correct a little bit in the session today. So this is the other one. Some order inflows. PNC Infra, 2 order wins. LOA for a project worth 2268 crores from MSRDC, and another project worth 2362 crore for Nanded. So this is the first winner of orders. The second winner of orders is Ashoka Buildcon, received an LOA for a construction project worth 1127 crores. And then I think GR Infra has received an LOA from Maharashtra government for a project worth 1886 crores. So 2 or 3 large order wins coming in for infra companies today. Watch out for these in trade. KEI Industries, the numbers were okay. Revenues were up, okay, 2280 crores, but margins I think were below estimates, 71%, 70 bips lower. And PAT just 155 crores versus estimates of 167 crores. May see a bit of a pullback today, who knows. Rallis India, after a long time, a good quarter, 11% uptick in revenues. Margins expanded to 17.9 versus 16, as a result of which PAT up 20%. Could well see a meaningful up move in the session today, so do watch out for Rallis in trade. Then Mastech, small cap world fund sold, but Smart Money bought into this yesterday, which is how the stock was locked on an upper circuit. Amongst others, Alidra Textile Engineers bought about 2 lakh shares. I've heard some very smart HNI investors also buying into it in the block yesterday. Let's wait and watch if this one reacts positively further today. Then some brokerage notes very quickly before we wrap up. CLSA on HDFC AMC, an upgrade to an outperform rating. Target price raised to 4920. Even Citi has raised the target price, but they say that they've lifted the EPS estimates by 5 to 9% over FY25 to 27, and some other reasons, including the fact that the AUM growth is far ahead of expectation. What else? The other brokerage note that is there, is Nomura and Century Textiles. Now it's been renamed Aditya Birla Real Estate, but they have initiated a buy rating, target price of 3,700. They say that the long-term visibility due to development potential of Worli land parcel remains, and the numbers that they are putting out Worli land parcel, they say the Worli land could drive cumulative pre-sales of 400 billion, which is 40,000 crores, at 40% EBITDA margin, which is quite stunning really, and turnaround in paper and pulp segment could actually be a tailwind to cash flows. Last but not the least, I want to pull up the City on HDFC Live. Now, this stock cracked significantly in trade yesterday. Now, brokerages are saying that, or City is saying that they have a buy. They've raised the target price to 820 from 735. And they say that one-offs have marred Q2 margins. The management expects the 2H margins to be higher than H1 and VNB growth to be strong, as a result of which they have turned constructive on HDFC Life. In fact, they have opened a pair trade, overweight HDFC Life, underweight ICICI Pru. Watch out for this one as well. Thanks so much, viewers, for tuning in to today's Trade Setup.